Support for this podcast comes from listeners and St. Alphonsus Health System, a regional network of hospitals, clinics, and care providers. St. Alphonsus offers comprehensive healthcare services to individuals and families throughout the community. More information about services and locations is available at stalphonsus.org.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector, Idaho's daily news. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. We have some really interesting stories for you today. It's Friday Night Lights for Boise State Football. We'll preview tonight's game. We'll tell you about the latest from Idaho's DOGE committee, and you've got to hear the latest on e-scooters and e-bikes in Boise. It is Friday, the 24th of October. Here we go with today's stories. There continue to be some updates on exactly what went down last weekend in a raid conducted by the FBI along with agents from ICE at a Canyon County racetrack. You'll remember that 5 individuals were linked to an alleged gambling operation at the track. 105 individuals were arrested by ICE. At the time, a local immigration attorney said among those arrested were children, and some of the children had their hands zip-tied. Homeland Security initially denied that. Now they're saying no, quote, young children had their hands zip-tied. Immigration officials say a good number of the detainees have been moved out of the area and into lockups in Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, or California. About 380 positions have been vacant within state government since January. That, according to new data. As James Dawson reports, some Republican leaders at the State House are hoping those positions will now be permanently cut.
Those 382 vacancies cost the state nearly $50 million in general fund money, according to the report. Republican Representative Heather Scott serves on Idaho's DOGE task force. She says the budget-writing lawmakers on the Joint Finance and Appropriations Committee need to see this data.
It brings this to their attention, which I think needs to happen.
Scott wanted to recommend JFAC slash these open positions outright, but says she didn't have the votes. Republican Representative Dustin Manwaring was one of several task force members pumping the brakes. He says the report doesn't include the necessary context to make such a blanket decision.
I think our recommendation should be in correspondence to what detail we have, which is a very high level amount right now, and then let JFAC dig into the weeds on these.
The report found state agencies returned that unused position funding or directed it toward overtime costs nearly 75% of the time. Officials used the funding for other initiatives 18% of the time. James Dawson, Boise State Public Radio News.
One of the hottest topics of conversation for a while now, especially on the Greenbelt and in the downtown core, is the speed of electric vehicles, two-wheel electric vehicles in particular, scooters and bikes.
We've heard a lot from residents about speeding in particular being an issue for these types of devices.
This is Bree Brush. She is the City of Boise's Transportation Policy Advisor, and yesterday the city announced an innovative way to try to curb the speeding. You may remember that Lime has a contract to be the only renter of e-bikes and e-scooters in Boise. And here's the change. Those people using Lime e-bikes and e-scooters will have their speeds dropped by the technology down to the speed limit. So the speed limit will be 10 miles per hour in Boise's downtown core at night and 12 miles an hour on the Greenbelt at any time. And the technology will see where the bikes and scooters are and what time it is, and then drop the speed of that device.
When they enter into this geographical area, the Greenbelt or downtown, they will be slowed down. Their device will just come to that maximum speed if they're traveling over that.
Checking the latest numbers, this month there are about 1,500 shared Lime scooters and bikes in the Boise area. Since Lime began offering rentals of its shared vehicles, they clocked up to 2 million trips. It has been a short week for Boise State football because they're back in action tonight, coming off a big win at home last Saturday. They are on the road in Reno to take on conference rival Nevada. Right now, Boise State has returned to the top of the Mountain West Conference. Head coach Spencer Danielson will remind anyone that listens that it's only one game at a time.
Obviously, huge test on Friday, short week, on the road. think the world of Coach Choate, and you know that he's half his team ready to play. I mean, they've gone to at Penn State, on the road against Western Kentucky. I mean, they've been all over, battled, and you can see them getting better week in and week out. We know on Friday night it's going to be a huge, huge matchup, and Coach Choate's going to play.
So here is what we need to know. Tonight's game at Nevada should be played under pleasant conditions. It will be televised on the CBS Sports Network, and tonight's kickoff is scheduled for 8 p.m. Mountain Time. And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. What do you say we get back here together on Monday? You can stay in touch with the news anytime at Boise State Public Radio. In the meantime, tell your friends about The Connector and how they can find it anywhere they find their favorite podcasts. For now, from me to you, thanks for listening.
Sources and methods, the crown jewels of the intelligence community. Shorthand for how do we know what's real? Who told us? If you have those answers, you're on the inside, and NPR wants to bring you there. From the Pentagon to the State Department to spy agencies, listen to understand what's really happening and what it means for you. Sources and Methods, the new national security podcast from NPR.